cutting and fitting the perf board for the power supply and a little side job for Leo. Good afternoon, YouTube. It is 3:09 now in the afternoon. I'm on the bench once again, at the bench I should say. I'm going to clear up some lingering things that I did not do and that I want to do. First off, what you see before you is a selection of standoffs. These are plastic. I bought these from China, obviously, with the intentions of using them for projects just like the power supply that I'm working on now. Now, these, again, like I say, are plastic. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to use them for this particular project or not, but I do have them in now, so in case I want to, I can. Second item is the little push pins for the car. Some time ago, I think when I was changing the oil in the car, I noticed there was a couple of the plastic skid plates, for lack of a better term, but they basically just cover little covers under the bottom that had come loose, and the reason being was because these were missing. So I bought a bag of, I don't know, they were cheap, so a bag of those, so I can fix that next time I get down there and do that. Another item related to this is standoffs. These are adhesive. I thought they were zip packs, but they're not. They're sealed. So these are adhesive standoffs. These are kind of like what you put in motherboards. You know what I'm talking about. Basically, you flip off the backing of the adhesive, put it down, and that's what you have to attach your circuit board to. These I thought about using with this circuit board as well. I don't know that I am going to, but I have them for this and future projects. It's not a big deal. This is the other fish paper I bought from China. This is a red color. This is what I was originally looking for. Not that it's any better than the gray. It's just different. This is the kind I remember seeing a lot of, the red. So I just thought, well, you know, it was cheap. I thought I'd buy it, and it's a nice little roll. There you can see. So I'll have both of those now, red and gray. Yay! This is that meter connection that I was talking about in my video today, planning the board, and I have the board right here. Again, I think I may have put a little blurb up on top, but this is the RCA Small Wonder that I am using for this. Now, it seems to work pretty good as long as it's on macro and I don't get too close. I think it should be fine for filming on the bench, I'm hoping. Like I said, as long as I don't get too close. So that's got to go over here because that's where that's at. One of the jobs I'm going to try to do today while I got this going is cut this board, and I want to try to show you how it's going to fit in there along with the fan and heat sink, and we'll get a kind of a look at how that's going to work. And this is the last thing I have as far as catching up and the thing. Remember, I got these the other day and I kept saying I was going to measure them and make sure they're 500K, and I have never done that. So I think, what's a better time than right now to do that? Right. Once it's died down a little bit, it's 514,000. So that is close enough, and that should work. Let me check the other one just to see if there's any difference in it. One might be closer than the other one. You never can tell. It doesn't really matter because I'm using the 10 turn pots whenever they get here, or whenever it gets here, I should say. Alright, that's 514. Let's see what this one is. Probably the same. I think the manufacturing on these is probably pretty consistent. Of course, I could be all wrong too. Yes, I am. 495. So either one will work. This is probably the closer of the two. 495. It's only 5K, or let's see, 5,000. Yeah, 5,000. difference, and the other one was 14,000 difference. So this is probably the closest one. Now I don't know whether it matters as far as being over or under. Again, it doesn't matter. Now that looks to me like it says 1M, but I guess that's WL, I think is what's supposed to be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's WL. Anyway, like I said, we'll use the best one for it and go from there. So, alright, going to get set up here, and I'm going to show you something else I got going on, and just hang on just a second. Alright, I am back. I wanted to show you what I had going here with this. And I don't know how this is going to show up even, because I think I'm getting a lot of glare here. Let me turn that off. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. I think you can see everything now. This is my tablet. I have a new program on it, or app. Everything, I'm not used to calling everything apps from the computer days with programs. CX File Explorer allows me to explore my network, which this is the computer in the living room, and I can go on here and go to my pictures somewhere, pictures, go to photos. One of the other things I wanted to mention, I don't know, you guys probably have never realized it, but I'm doing this recording upside down. Simply because of the way the camera boom works, it's just easier to attach the camera upside down and then turn it over again in the video editor. It's easy to flip 180, no problem, and that's what I do. I think this is the only camera I have to really do that with, but in case it comes up, it's easy enough to do. There we go. There's our pictures. And if we scroll up here, we should find the 0-300s, blank perf and all that stuff. Let's see, with components. I think that's, yeah, that's the, I know which ones that is. So that's not the one I want. I want the one with this, like here. Final, yeah, that's it. So I can click that, and there it is, right there in plain view. Now, what I want to try to do is, this is between, I'm trying to figure out where the cuts, or the marks for the cuts are going to be. This one looks like it's between 6 and 7 on the board, and this is between, I think this one was J. I remember now. There's a line at J, you can see the line right there. And cut J out, and cut between 6 and 7 on here. Now, I think there's a difference on the way this one's laid out, because I don't think, yeah, see, this one uses the letters up here and then the numbers on this way, but you know, it should be easy enough to do. So you can see the way these are laid out. There's 2 big blocks and a small block and a small block, and that's the way these are laid out as well, I think. Well, actually, it's got 3 big blocks, I think. 1, 2, 3, and then a small one. When I say small ones, I'm talking about the number of holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, 1, 2, 3, 4 there between the lines. Okay, that's what it is. It's every other one. It's big, little, big, little. Okay, so that's good. So I think it's the same thing on this. Big, little. Well, not really. But all I have to do is count the holes, and I could do it that way. It should come out to, let's see, maybe it's this way. It should come out to this one here, I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's this one here. I guess it doesn't really matter. But anyway, I've got to figure out which one it is, because that's a pretty precise cut, and I want to make sure I get it exactly right. So let me figure that out, and I'll bring you back. Alright, there you can see I've got my marks there where they go. Here's our mark for this line here, and this is between 6 and 7 on this one. So basically, cut off this line here, cut a line down through here, and I should have that exact same board there. So that is the plan, anywho. So let me mark that out, and I'll get my I don't know if I'm going to use my saw blades or my cutting wheel. We'll have to see. So bring you back. Alright, what I have here is the circuit board all set up to cut. I did make one small pass here to get started on a line for that one. I'm going to try to drill or cut this one out at once without trying to go into it the other way and see how it works. This blade is not the best. It's wobbly. It must be because of the way it's making the tool vibrate, so hang in there. Now, as you can see, I'm not doing too good. I got that one a little crooked. I've got to get this a little bit differently mounted, I think, because it's just over too close to that clamp. I don't want to go too far the other way, because I'm wondering if I think if I do this the other way, put this on the other side where I can have more clamp onto, that might work better. I think it might. See how that works. I'm going to put you over this way so you can watch out of the way. And this will let me get my magnification lamp on the scene so I can see better. Sorry if I got you out of the picture, but I thought it was more important that I see than you. There it is. It's easy enough to get off after you do that. So there you go. There's what that's going to look like. Now, the reason I wanted to go ahead and cut this is twofold. One, I want to put it in here and see if I can get like a quick measurement of where the holes are going to have to be and things like that. Now I want to take the, I think I'm going to take the cutoff wheel and smooth that out just a little bit. I think it would be easy to do with the cutoff wheel. Just put it up against it and it pretty much smooths that out, and that should work out pretty darn good, I think. So, but anyway, I want to take this and put it in here like this. This is how it's going to go. Basically like that, and take my fan and heat sink, which are in this box here. Place for everything and everything in its place. Remember that, people. Here's that. Now this is going to be mounted like this, and it won't be all the way up against there, but it will be close to it. And so for this purpose, I'm going to sit it that way and slide this into place as well. I didn't want to slide it that good, but it did. So now you can see, I think, maybe not, but there's how it's going to pretty much fit, because I've got it up against it. You can see, maybe not, but you can see it clears the transformer edge. And on this side, I have plenty of room for the meter to go in here. Meter will stick out about to here probably, and I don't even have it over that way as far as it needs to or could go. So, like I said, I want it all the way up against this. In other words, like that's what I want. So what I'm going to do is put that in there. Now, right now, it is not perfect because it's given too much access for the transistor. I want to go down just a little bit more this way. I want to try, oh, there we go, get it in the right spot. I think that's going to do it. That's pretty much, that's probably about as close as I want to get it on that end. So, I think that's pretty much going to do it. I might give it a little bit more space. It's hard to see, I understand, but I mean, there is enough room there, but I think if I like I say, once I clear that out, also I'm going to take and clear that out a little bit, and that should work out pretty darn good, I think. But like I said, I want enough room for this transistor so there's no chance of it touching anything. I might go right there. That's I don't know how many millimeters that is, but it's a few. That's close to 5 millimeters there. That should be plenty for that. Even by the time you add the washer's so thin it wouldn't really have any bearing on that. So I think as long as I put this board over as far as I can get it and up against the edge of the thing, I think we'll be just fine. So that's going to be my plan, I think, to not even put those in, and that should give me plenty of room for that. In other words, just to mount this here, or put the holes in, put the outline for the holes, whatever you want to call it, and that should do it. As long as I can get my screwdriver in there to screw that screw in on each end, and that should be fine. I do have to cut another hole on this corner here, but like I said, there's there's all kinds of room there. I'm up to about 7 millimeter now, I think. Yeah, 6. It's close enough. But like I said, by the time I clear off that board, that should work as well. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, there you're looking at the way it's going to be now. It's been leveled off. Let me see if I can hold that in there. Where it's got to be, right there. Move those back a little bit, like that. And I've got over 7 millimeters now of space between the heatsink and the outside of the case. That should be plenty. And I can get to my screws just fine. So basically what I want to do is get this lined up where I want it, remove the fan and the heatsink, mark the holes where they're going to go, and basically go from there. So I think that should do it. If you can see this end here, it's moved around a little bit, but that you may see that the hole looks like it's upside down, but this is the way I'm going to mount the transistor, going with the leads going up. That way the leads will go over the top of that and be able to hook right into the area they need to hook into. So that should work out rather nice, I think. I may go ahead and remove the transformer to get this done. Haven't decided yet, but I think that would make it much easier, and get this top off and do all that stuff. That would make it much easier to get this all done and get it mounted and get everything done with it. I can take and put the transistor holes in, or the wires in, or whatever I need to call them, and get that mounted and get that done. And I think that should work out rather nice. I do believe. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy. Now, as far as where it's going to line up on this, you can see, I think you can see, it's going to be right in this area here. There's going to be plenty of space there to allow ventilation, so that should work out as well. I think it will be good. I really do. I'm happy with that, and let me get on with the doing of the project, and I'll bring you back once it's done. Now, it probably won't be on this video, but we will work on it. I may show some of the work on another video, but get this done. I want to get something posted. Also, let me do one more thing. Well, it was in the other room. Our good buddy Leo wanted to see me cut this open. I don't know why. I think you can go anywhere on the internet and find samples of cutting capacitors open, but you know, what the heck. I want to put these nuts on here before I forget those. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do as far as how I do this. I don't know whether to use this cutting wheel. I guess I could try a little bit of it and just see what it does. And go from there. Yeah. Alright. That should give us a good indication of what was what. And that's that part. That came off. It's not much of anything in there, really. It looks to me like the capacitor just kind of embedded into that substrate or whatever it is. You can see the metallized of it. But that's kind of interesting. It won't break in half. I'll have to cut it, but I think that's enough for now. I just wanted to show Leo that was what it looked like. He wanted to see. But you can definitely see the metal in there. More foil than metal, I guess. But there's something hard in there, because I could tell when that carbide tip, or what do you call it, disc got in there and started hitting it. You could tell there was something stiffer than this stuff. So, alright, that's going to do me. I hope you enjoyed that, Leo. Anyway, that's that. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see ya.